to be pushing back the council time. I apologize for the late start. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. I hereby call this meeting of January 21st, council meeting to order. Oh, wait, don't take away my agenda. I gotta see that. Call to order and declare, I look around, I see we have quorum. And at this meeting, unfortunately, some days ago, a week or two ago, we lost we had the death of a prominent citizen, Gary Burkhout, and great giver of the community, and we're going to recognize his contributions with 30 seconds of silence. Thank you. All right, thank you very much. Like I say, if we had more citizens like that in the town, it'd be a better place to live, even more so. Thank you. We will now ask all those that are willing to please stand, and we shall sing the national anthem, led by the clerk.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love, in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Okay, after reviewing the agenda, all council have any changes to make, and we will approve the agenda. All those in favor?
Motion,
Oh, we have a motion.
we have a motion by Councillor Hahn and seconded by Councillor Hildebrand.
Okay, a motion. Motion put forward by Councillor Hahn and seconded by Councillor Hildebrand. Be it be resolved that the agenda for the January 21st, 2019 regular meeting of council be adopted as circulated. All those in favor? All those against? Motion carries. Okay, disclosure. After looking at the agenda, councilors, does anyone have any pecuniary interest to declare? No, I see none, so noted by the clerk. Presentations, and this of the art?
That's right.
Okay, so we have here tonight drawings by the students of your Crosley art classes. I will ask Madame, or the, I'm sorry, Madame, Councillor Hahn, who is this period's deputy mayor, to come with me, and we will make some presentations to these students. Now, there's only 5 of these students that are here tonight, so we will call the names for those 5, and then we'll give the remaining to the teacher. Okay, so Lisa, I will give you the top 5. So you call out the names, and if you hear your name, please come up and accept the certificate.
Natalie Anderson.
shake your hand. Congratulations.
Emily Burns. Tanner Klippenstein. Kewen Shager.
Well done.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I can't remember. Is that 5?
Trinity Young. Thank you.
That's it. And now, accepting for the rest of the recipients, I'm sorry, I forgot your name.
Sherry Wilkinson.
Oh, Sherry Wilkinson.
Thank you very much.
And give her, tell them they did a great job for us, please.
Thank you.
It was an honor to
Yes,
give
thank
these
you.
two.
And I want to say a sincere thank you to the parents for having amazing children that are so committed and wonderful, and to the town council members and Mayor Junkin. Thank you for giving my students this opportunity. It's wonderful.
Very good. Thanks again. Okay, so now what presentation? Well, it's not artwork. Oh, do we have any delegations? No. So adoption of minutes. And, do I get, we don't have to do minutes.
Nope.
That's fine. Yeah, I know. Okay. Next on the agenda would be 5.3, report by regional counselor, which, as you know, is Diana Hewson. She is going to begin her reports to council, I believe, February 4th. So she's not here tonight. Next on the agenda, adoption of minutes, 6.1. I read them out? Oh, I just go by this. Oh, here we go. Was a resolution put forward by Councillor Stewart, seconded by Councillor Wink. Be it resolved that the following minutes be adopted as printed, circulated, and read. 1C-21, 2018, council minutes, December 17th, 2018. 2 SC-01, 2019, special council minutes, January 7th, 2019. And SC-02/2019 special council minutes, January 14th. Any omissions or discussion on these minutes? Seeing none, I call the vote. All those in favor? Thank you. All those opposed? Motion carries. Business, so now, where are we at now? Oh, business arising from council.
Business arising, is there any?
Oh, that's the council?
Yep, there was none raised at the agenda, so we can skip past business arising.
Okay.
And
Oh, and
go
then
to number
request.
8.
Here we go. So request to relift consent agenda items for separate consideration. So this, of course, is the, would be the 9 ones all the way down to, what the heck was that one?
All the way to
Oh, all the way down to,
9.9. It goes down to item 10.
right down to item 10. So is there any counselors that of those items listed in the consent for agenda would like to see this? Okay, Counselor Hildebrand.
Yes, I'd like to lift item 9.3.1, Station Street Roundabout Information Report. And I'd like to lift item 11.2.3.
Oh,
We're gonna deal with that.
I'm sorry, 11.
Is that an item to be lifted?
Oh,
That's past the nines.
no, that's not on the consent. That's a separate report.
okay. So just the one on council, 9.3.1?
That's correct.
Okay. Any other items any council member wants to lift it? Okay. So,
So we have a resolution that we will take out. This one here. Don't read that one, you're reading the resolutions, okay?
okay. So it's on a motion by Councillor Hahn, seconded by Councillor Stewart. Be it resolved that the following consent agenda items be received and the recommendations contained therein be approved as applicable. 9.1, presentation of recommendations arising from P&P, SCOW, and PCOW for council approval. Be it resolved that council approve the recommendations arising from the following. 1, P&P 1018, Policy and Priorities Minutes, December 17th, 2018. 2, SCOW-01/2019, Special Committee of the Whole Minutes, January 7th, 2019, Budget Open House. Number 3, PCOW-01/2019, Public Meeting under Planning Act Minutes, January 14th, 2019. 4, SCOW-02/2019, Special Committee of the Whole Minutes. 9.2, Minutes Approval Committee. Be it resolved that the following minutes be adopted as printed, circulated, and read. P&P 10-18, minutes December 17th, 2018. SCOW-01/2019, Special Committee of the Whole Minutes, January 7th, 2019, Budget Open House. Number 3, PCOW-01/2019, Public Meeting under Planning Act Minutes, January 14th, 2019. Number 4, SCOW-02/2019, Special Committee of the Whole Minutes. 9.3, Staff Reports of a Routine Nature for Information or Action. And then I just jumped down to be it resolved.
Yes, to 9.3.2.
Okay. Down to 9.3.2, Accessible Election 2018 Report. Be it resolved that council receive for information the Accessible Election 2018 Report. 9.4, Action Correspondence of a Routine Nature. 9.41, Proclamation, Air Race Week, June 19th to 24, 2019. Be it resolved that the Corporation of the Town of Pelham hereby proclaim June 19th to 24, 2019 as Air Race Week to acknowledge female pilots through aviation-based education and outreach programs. 9.5, Information Correspondence Items. 9.5.1, Call for nominations for the T. Roy Adams Humanitarian of the Year Award. Be it resolved that council receive correspondence from the Niagara Region dated January 2nd, 2019, regarding a call for nominations for the T. Roy Adams Humanitarian of the Year Award for information. 9.5.2, City of Hamilton, maintaining the voters list for municipal elections. Be it resolved that council receive correspondence from the City of Hamilton dated January 3rd, 2019, regarding the voters list for municipal elections for information. 9.5.3, Niagara Regional Housing Third Quarter 2018 Report. Be it resolved that council received the third quarter 2018 report from Niagara Regional Housing dated November 16th, 2018 for information. 9.5.4, Town of Wainfleet, support of Town of Pelham's motion NPCA Board. Be it resolved that council receive correspondence from the town of Wainfleet dated January 7th, 2019, supporting the town of Pelham's motion for NPCA Board for information. 9.5.5, Municipality of Matus-Velcott, Declaration of Office. Be it resolved that council receive correspondence from the Municipality of Matus-Velcott dated December 11th, 2018, regarding paragraph 4 of the Declaration of Office for information. 9.5.6, City of St. Catharines, support for Ontario wine and beer in retail stores as part of modernizing alcohol sales. Be it resolved that council receive correspondence from the City of St. Catharines dated January 15th, 2019, supporting Ontario wine and beer in retail stores as part of modernizing alcohol sales for information. Now, you know what? I was going to pull the. Excuse me for a second.
You can still comment
I
on
can
that.
comment.
Yeah.
Then would I do that now?
No, you can do it at the end.
Okay. 9.5.7, Jennifer Zeraldo, Fenwick Early On Center. I just got some comments on that I'll make at the end. Be it resolved that council receive correspondence from Jennifer Zeraldo regarding the Fenwick Early On Center for information. 9.6, municipal cannabis opt-in/opt-out correspondence items. Be it resolved that council receive correspondence from the City of St. Catharines, Town of Fort Erie, and the City of Welland notifying the AGCO that the city-town has opted in to allow cannabis retail stores for information. 9.8, committee minutes for information. 9.8.1, Mayor's Youth Advisory Council minutes. Be it resolved that council receive the Mayor's Youth Advisory Council minutes dated October 16th, 2018, and November 27th, 2018, for information. 9.8.2, Committee of Adjustment minutes. Be it resolved that council receive the Committee of Adjustment minutes dated September 11th, 2018, for information. Any comments on any of those items? And I guess I will now make a comment on the Fenwick Early On Center that was due to be closed. I left my notes in my office. Oh, no, here it is. Was due to be closed, but due to some work by Diana Hewson and another look at the situation from the Niagara region, which funds the program, the Early On will remain open. They were going to close, I believe, at the end in March. So it will remain open 5 mornings per week, pending the outcome of the 2019 procurement process. So if you are using the Early On Center in Fenwick, rest assured that it will be open for, I didn't say in my email how long it is, but pending the outcome of the 2019 procurement process. So, so that was nice to see that come on my email. So now we go back to Council Hildebrand.
Nope, that item is separate. It's lifted already. So if there are any comments on the consent agenda, if not, you can call the question on this.
Okay. So any questions on the consent agenda other than what I had? So no. So where do I go through that?
So you're just going to call the question that all of those motions that you read are now approved. All those in favor?
Okay. Thank you. All these consent agendas are approved, and all in favor? Okay, all against? Okay, motion carries. Now, we go back to 9.3.1. Councilor Hildebrand, Station Street Roundabout Information Sheet. Oh,
Okay.
wait.
And just before he begins that, you will read into the record that the motion was presented by Councilors Hahn and Stewart, and then you read this, and then he can speak to the motion, okay?
Okay. Motion brought forward by Councillor Hahn, seconded by Councillor Stewart. Be it resolved that council receives the report entitled Station Street Roundabout Project Update for information purposes. Yeah, so discussion on this, Councilman Hildebrand, Councillor Hildebrand.
Yes, I was of the opinion that we were gonna get a recommendation and a motion to that effect, and that's what I plan on doing tonight. But what I plan on recommending is that we accept your report. But what I'd like to discuss is the fact that if I'm gonna make a motion delaying the roundabout until 2023, or when the Station Street renovation or reconstruction occurs. And I just wanted to make sure that, through you, Mr. Mayor, that our Director of Public Works concurs with my information that I've just provided.
Okay, thank you. Director Jason.
Yes, through you, Mr. Mayor, to the councillor. The Station Street roundabout right now has been designed as it currently is shown in the appendix of the report. So the project is ready to go, shovel ready. The contract has been awarded to Beam Excavating, so they have been awarded that contract to construct the roundabout starting in the spring. To give you an update on the Station Street project, it's a separate project. As of right now, the Station Street reconstruction has been designed, and it has included the roundabout feature at the intersection of Station Street, Summersides, and Pelham Town Square. Because of water main issues, we ended up going ahead with a contract for the water main replacement. That's the work you're seeing out there now. So that work is about 50% complete. We worked from Highway 20 to Pelham Town Square, and now we're moving south to Port Robinson Road throughout the winter. So that project's about 50% complete. So the idea was that we were going to come in the spring to reconstruct the roundabout under the current contract that we have with Beam Excavating. As it stands right now, the Station Street reconstruction is tentatively slotted in for 2023. It's also probably going to be a $2.5 million project. So that work will be contingent upon budgeting and funding approvals that we receive down the road. So to say 2023, that's right now, that's where we're slotting in our forecast, but that could change. So the question as to whether or not this roundabout can be completed at the same time as the Station Street work, absolutely. As I said, we've got two different designers that have worked on these projects, and they've been working together to incorporate those two features. So definitely, to answer your question, if it's council's decision to defer that work until the Station Street work is completed, then obviously that could be done and accommodated for sure. Just another point is that in my report I do mention that there are some impact costs related to delaying the work. For safety improvements at the intersection, which will need to be taken care of in the short term to provide a safe access and movements for pedestrians and vehicular traffic. And as well, there may be some impact costs with respect to the contract that we've already have executed with Beam Excavating to now remove that portion of the work from them as well. So,
Thank you, Director. Councilman? Any other comments on this project?
So through you, Mr. Mayor, Director, in your report, you indicated that with respect to one of the alternatives or your summary, the work estimated to do the roundabout is around $393,000. If we decided not to go with that roundabout cost to complete reconstruction in the intersection, estimate is $163,000, so there would be roughly a $220,000 savings to the town if we did not proceed. Is that correct?
through you, Mr. Mayor, yes, that is correct. Two separate projects right now, but if you can appreciate, if we remove the scope of work of doing the roundabout and end up going to a new reconstructed intersection, we still need to reconstruct that intersection. So that would be the premium to go with the roundabout option is $220,000, correct?
Any other questions? So I'll just bring up to everybody the speed. So this was a contracted situation, and I believe it was at the December 17th meeting. Council had it brought back to be discussed. We red circled the item then to go ahead only on contingent of the fact that we had money in the budget, because council didn't want to go ahead and build this roundabout, which is for the future, and not have enough money to do what we consider much needed infrastructure on area roads. So that's why we red circled it at the time to make sure the money was there. And now with this motion brought forward by the councilman, we are going to not only red circle it, but we're going to move it to 2023 to go in with the rest of the reconstruction of Station Street. I guess my only question to the Director of Public Works is, so we don't put the roundabout in, obviously there's 2 signs there now. Will we have to do a traffic study perhaps to make sure that we maybe shouldn't have a 4-way stop there? I had a couple emails today from residents that live there, and they were thinking that because Station Street is so straight and long, that they thought that 2 stop signs would help cure the alleged speeding problem. What would we, I think we got 2 there now. What would we do as your department do to quantify the need for a 4-way?
Sure. To answer your question, through you, Mr. Mayor, the roundabout option was one of the reasons it was put on the table. Is it's a mini roundabout, so it's not a full-size roundabout like you would see on Station or on Summersides. They're actually small. This one's actually smaller than those that are already built. The idea of a roundabout, it also acts to efficiently move vehicles and pedestrians, but what it also does is acts as a traffic calming measure. So stop signs in this location, I've asked our consultant about it. Right now, they feel that a 4-way stop is not warranted. We haven't done any investigations or studies. We'd be more than happy to take a look at that intersection to see if it warrants a 4-way stop. As the development happens in East Fawn Hill, I expect the traffic on Station Street and Summersides to increase significantly. So in my report, I mentioned that, as future consideration, you may need to look at a 4-way stop, but as of right now, we feel in the engineering department that we don't, that it doesn't warrant a 4-way stop. But again, we would be more than happy to carry out a traffic study on that to see what kind of traffic volumes we have and whether or not it warrants a 4-way stop.
Okay, great, thank you. So, Council, we have before us a motion put forward by Councilor Hildebrand. Resolution on Station Street roundabout, that we received the report, and Councilor Hildebrand, and I make a motion to red circle the Station Street roundabout to delay it until 2023 or sooner to coordinate with the Station Street reconstruction. And this motion, of course, was brought by Councilor Hildebrand and seconded by Councilor Wink. So we do vote on this.
So you're going to vote on this?
Yeah. So on this motion, we will vote. All those in favor, raise your hands.
Through you, Mr. Mayor, this is an amendment to the original motion.
Oh, so we have to.
Then you would vote again on
Yes.
the
So we're
original.
voting on the amendment of the, so all those in favor of the amendment. Okay, excellent. Motion, not all those against. Motion carries. And now on the original motion,
As amended.
as amended, all those in favor? Okay, and all those against? Okay, motion carries. Good.
Oh, that's a pencil, let's get a pen.
No. My desk ate my pen. I got one, thank you. Okay, excellent.
Thank you.
Turn the page, and now we are at Items first, oh, that's what we did.
You're on the next page. Nope, that page. You are right.
Okay. Update to Code of Conduct and Appointment of Integrity Commissioner. So I have a motion brought forward by Councillor Hahn, seconded by Councillor Hildebrand. Be it resolved that the Council for the Town of Pelham appoint ADR Chambers Incorporated, Edward T. McDermott, as the Integrity Commissioner for the Corporation of the Town of Pelham for an initial term ending March 31st, 2022, and the mayor and town clerk be authorized to execute an agreement with ADR Chambers, Inc. for the purpose of providing services of an integrity commissioner, and council be presented with the draft revised code of conduct at the next regular meeting of council, February 4th, 2019, for review and approval in principle, and the code of conduct be then provided to the integrity commissioner for review and comment and brought back to this council for final approval, and the clerk be directed to prepare the necessary bylaws for council consideration. Before I ask councils to discuss this, I want to turn to the clerk, and she can perhaps enlighten us as to what this is about. Madam Clerk.
Thank you, through you, Mr. Mayor. Effective March the 1st, changes to the Municipal Act will make it mandatory for municipal councils to adopt a code of conduct and to appoint an integrity commissioner. The Region of Niagara undertook a request for proposals and received 3 different proposals, and having done a full evaluation of those, have opted for ADR Chambers, and more specifically Mr. McDermott. And part of that RFP was to include all of the 12 municipalities should they wish to participate. We did have direction to proceed in that fashion, and this is being presented to council now so that we are sure to be in compliance with the legislation. I have contacted Mr. McDermott, and he is more than pleased to represent the town of Pelham as our integrity commissioner, and he's willing to move forward in that regard.
Thank you.
And I'm here to answer any
Okay.
questions.
Any questions for the clerk on this code of conduct? No. So I read all this, and so when do we see this code of conduct, Madam Clerk?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, we have requested our legal counsel to assist with development of the new code to ensure that it is in full compliance with the legislation, which was recently changed. We do expect that that will be available for February 4th for council to review and adopt in principle, as the motion states. It would then be forwarded to Mr. McDermott for his review and comment, and following that, council will receive some training and education from the Integrity Commissioner as well.
So at that meeting, after legal has drawn up their language into it, at that meeting that is presented to council, will we as a council be able to, for lack of a better phrase, fine tune it?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, yes, that would certainly be council's authority to do so.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Any other questions on this topic? Okay, thank you very much. So I've already read that. So on the motion that I have previously read, all those in favor, that's the hands. Thank you. All those against? Okay, motion passes.
Thank you.
So where we are, new business, where are we? Report, right there, our report regarding the execution of condominium agreement at Arcadis Heights. Be it a motion brought forward by Councilman Hildebrandt, seconded by Councillor Hahn. Be it resolved that council receive this Department of Community Planning and Development Department report as it pertains to file number 26CD19-11001, Davis Heights condominium, and that council consider approval of the bylaw at their next regular meeting attached hereto as Appendix A, authorizing the mayor and clerk to execute the condominium agreement with the Condominium Corporation of Davis Heights. Any comments on this resolution? Seeing none, I call the question to a vote. All those in favor? All those against? Okay, motion carries. Oh, that's the wrong one. Wait. Oh, yeah. Public information sessions. Hay Street Arena Land. Be it resolved that council receive, motion put forward by Councillor Hahn and seconded by Councillor Hildebrandt. Be it resolved that council receive and adopt the communication strategy Hay Street Arena sale, what it means to the Pelham taxpayer, and that staff be directed to implement the strategy as outlined therein. Comments on this public information sessions? Councilman.
Yeah, I definitely have comments through you, Mr. Mayor. Number one, I live in the area. I've got real skin in the game. And I know what these people have told me when I was walking around. And they said, don't sell the arena until we have a referendum or we have a public information meeting where they all can have a free discussion about the situation. The topic that's outlined for us here, the Hay Street Arena sale, what it means to the taxpayer, when we come out with a heading like that, it tells me that we're saying to them already that we've agreed to the sale and we're going to be selling the land. The residents in my area have been to the meetings. They know what's happened. And they feel that they weren't giving a free voice to voice their opinion, because the voice of leaving it as a parkland, even though that may not have been where we would have ended up, that was never presented to them. And they felt the consultant that we used from Toronto was a hired gun, putting pressure on them to settle for options they didn't want. Secondly, they had a problem with the design of the houses in the area, not conforming to the existing houses, because they had a rear lane, they had garages in the back, 2 stories, and they were available for rent, for businesses, or whatever. This area is a high-level area. The houses in this area are very expensive. The ones behind them, I'm sure they're $1 million plus houses. Rhodes Court is in the same background. The houses along Haste, I think, are not quite the same level, but they're like that. So there's a problem with that design. Not only that, we've learned that the exterior design does not conform to the exterior design of the present facility. So unless we address these issues in this report to these people, it's going to be very difficult for me to vote or even recommend selling I know that's not the topic, but it's very difficult for me to be in a position with my residents to approve this presentation.
Okay, thank you. I'll ask Mr. CAO to perhaps give us the background on this piece of property and where we are with this public meeting, perhaps.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Through you, again, the town had undertaken a extensive consultation process with the neighborhood and the larger community. That was done through a charrette process. I understand there was 4 public meetings with regards to that, and that the preferred plan, if you will, was the plan that was adopted by the council of the day. The Pelham Marina land was directed to be placed up for sale. It currently is listed, and council has received offers on that land. So the issue, as staff understood it, as directed by council at the last meeting, was to desirous of council to have a public information session, excuse me, and that this specific report with regards to a communication strategy be tabled with council prior to the meeting to ensure that council was satisfied with it. So we were prepared to, again, we developed this communication strategy for council's approval, and that's what the issue at hand with regards to this report is about.
Thank you. So first of all, I'd like to thank our communications director, Mark, for doing a great job of showing what we're going to do on this February the 11th. It's going to be a public, you'll have to see it, it'll be in all the papers. It's going to be very well advertised. Everyone please come out. We will be explaining the financial implications of whether we sell it, whether we don't. Yeah, and we, as the CAO has stated, we have other offers. They are not time-sensitive offers, so we do have time to do this public process without jeopardizing the offers. And we'll, after the public meeting, we will again address the issue when we hear what the public says. But we will have presentations from the finance minister. I believe the planning director is also going to make a presentation. So we've done this all before. A lot of us on the campaign trail said, well, if it's not sold, we'll go one more time out to the public. We're going to have all kinds of notices. And, yeah, the public has one more kick at the can, and then this council has one more kick at the can. But like every decision has good sides and bad sides. So we'll just have to wait till February 11th and see what comes from that meeting. So that's,
Through you, Mr.
oh, I'm sorry, yeah.
I
Councilor Carr.
support, through you, sir, I support Mr. Hildebrand's statements, and I would like to take the word sale out of, could we do that through you, Mr. Mayor, to Mr. McDonald? Could we take sale out of there?
I'll
Just
talk
have
to,
the,
clerk.
the title there, just the Hay Street Arena without the sale on there? On your presentation?
Madam Clerk?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, the councillor could certainly ask for an amendment to the motion to replace the word sale perhaps with Hay Street Arena property, what it means to the Pelham taxpayer, but that would be an amendment to the motion.
Yes.
And the amendment would then be voted on, and then the motion as amended or not.
So should we vote on the amendment now?
We need an amendment
Oh.
moved by the councillor and seconded, duly seconded.
Did I put an amendment to take the word sale out of there?
So are you just, so then it would say Hay Street Arena?
Yes.
What it means to the Pelham taxpayer, or did you want to replace the word sale with,
Nothing.
okay, that's the amendment on the
And
table, you need a seconder.
seconder. Okay, and Councilor's Trophy seconds the motion. So now, as a council, we'll vote on the amendment. All those in favor of the amendment, raise your hand. Okay. All those against? So the amendment passes.
So now you need
So
the
now,
motion as
yeah.
amended.
So now on the motion as amended, be it resolved that council receive and adopt the communication strategy, Hay Street Arena, Hay Street Arena property.
No, just Hay Street Arena.
Oh, just Hay Street, okay. Hay Street Arena, what it means to the Pelham taxpayer, and that staff be directed to implement the strategy as outlined therein. All those in favor of the motion? Any against? Okay, motion carries. So everyone who has been wondering about the Hay Street Arena, no, it hasn't been sold. We have offers. Luckily, they're not time sensitive. This council is taking it one more time to talk to the public about this project, and we'll go from there. Thank you. I lost my paper.
That's mine. Is this yours?
Is that it there? Okay. There we go. Oh, I'm sorry, we're unfinished business? No.
No, we are at presentation and consideration of bylaws, and
Oh.
here's your resolution.
Okay. So now we're at number 14, presentation and consideration of bylaws. A motion put forward by Councillor Wink, seconded by Councillor Hildebrandt. Be it resolved that the council of the town of Pelham, having given due consideration to the following bylaws, do now read a first, second, and third time and do pass same, and that the mayor and clerk be and are hereby authorized to sign and seal the bylaws. 1. Bylaw 4061, 2019, being a bylaw to provide for an interim tax levy for the year 2019. 2. Bylaw 4062, 2019, being a bylaw to provide for payment of council stipends. And 3. Bylaw 4063, 2019, being a bylaw to change the name of a highway within the town of Pelham from Limburner Street to Acacia Road. Any comment on any of that? Seeing none, I call the motion to vote. All those in favor? All those against? Motion carries.
And you're down all the way to here, but we will recess till after
Ah.
PMP, okay?
Can I still read this?
To recess to after PMP.
Ah, okay. So as usually done by this council, instead of moving instead of having a resolution to move in camera now, we're going to postpone that, have the P&P part of the meeting, and then at the end, all the residents, senior staff can depart, and then we will move in camera after that. So a motion put forward by Councillor Hildebrand and seconded by Councillor Hahn. Be it resolved that council recess the in-camera portion of the meeting and reconvene immediately following the Policy and Priorities Committee meeting scheduled for this evening. All those in favor? All those against? Motion carries.
This meeting is now in recess.
Pardon me?
This meeting is now in recess.
Oh, okay, so this meeting is now in recess, and we will now go to policy and policy and priorities.
So I just need to